Hello, YouTube. It's Carlos the Rook, and I'm bringing you round three from Chess Zone. You know what we say over here? Get in the zone with Chess Zone. And in round three, I'm rated 1809. I got the black pieces against Devarsh. He's rated 2138, so he's over like 330 points higher than me almost. So here he starts off with G3. And this took me back for a minute. I had to be like, G3, what is this? This is very unconventional. Is he trying to set up a Catalan? Is he trying to do a ready English opening? What's happening here? So I decided to just go D5, take the center. He goes Bishop G2, and I go with my C6 setup. I'm just gonna give him a pawn wall of chains to stare at, try and neutralize that light square bishop. And he immediately goes C4, striking at the center. And so I go knight f6, knight f3, bishop g4, and my idea is to set up a pyramid on the light squares, just make the bishop bad, and I'm going to trade my light square bishop for the knight, and I should be good. And here he goes queen b3, hitting at the b7 pawn, trying to exploit the weakness. I take, he takes back, and here I go queen d7, protecting the pawn. The engine didn't like that. The engine wanted queen b6. Queen b6. I thought that lose a pawn. Queen b6, take, take, take. No, queen b6, take. Take the queen. You gotta take. I take back. Okay, that don't lose a pawn. So I take the queen first instead of taking the pawn back. So I didn't see that at the board. And so I go queen d7. And he goes d4, taking his space in the center. And it stops me from playing e5, what I wanted to play maybe. So I go e6, setting up my pyramid. Knight c3, he's putting pressure on the d5 square. And here I go bishop e7. My idea is simple, just develop, castle the king, and I should be good. He castles, I castle. Rook d1, he's lining that rook up where my queen at, so it's looking dangerous. So here I gave a minute to pause and think. I need to develop this knight, and I want this rook on a d file and this rook on the e file. This bishop to drop back to f8, and maybe go to g7. So those are my ideas, and I'm just trying to see, do I have enough time to do this? And I decided the knight can go to a6 back to c7. So I decided to go ahead and try that plan. Knight a6. The engine doesn't like that. What did the engine want? It wanted rook d1. No, it wanted queen c7. Queen c7 or a5 is what the engine wanted. It said knight a6 was the fourth best move in the position. So I went knight a6, and he goes e4, cracking at the center right away. And I had to take. The knight takes back. I take. Bishop takes. And here I went rook a to b8, because my idea is to protect this pawn and swing this knight to c7. So he swings the queen, and it looks like a d5 is coming imminently. So I felt like I had time to go bishop f6 and try and stop or discourage d5. And now he goes bishop f4, hitting my rook. I'll move the rook over to the d5 where I wanted it at anyway. And here he goes with d5. So c captures, and here I made a huge blunder. The engine says knight c5 is the only move in this position. Knight c5, d6, rook c8, rook on a to c1, knight captures, queen captures, h6. Look at how the computer's not even touching this b pawn. It's not even touching it. That pawn is poison. Then it wants b3, bishop b2, rook captures, h4, and it got white is slightly better. So this is how I'm supposed to play the position. I completely misplayed the position. In the position, I went bishop captures b2, pawn grabbers unanimous. I need help. So I grab the pawn, thinking I could take it, and the rook comes over, my bishop drops back, and the rook can't take this pawn. I can always go knight c5, and I'm going to protect. So the rook comes over, I go bishop f6. The engine said e5 was necessary. e5 was the only move in the position. Hit at that bishop and force the bishop to move, and then you can come bishop d4. So he plays d6, and here I made another error. The engine wants queen a4, bishop captures b7, queen captures a2, and white is completely better, but black is putting up some type of resistance. So here I played knight c5, and the line I was looking at is the line the engine gives. Bishop captures b7. Well, actually the engine wants queen a4 here. Queen c6. Queen captures c6, bishop captures c6. And white is completely winning. But I was looking at bishop captures b7, knight captures b7, rook captures b7, queen a4. And I'm like, this is completely winning, I'm completely losing, and this is just GG's. Game is over. But Devarsh did not play that. He went bishop c2. I'm like, bishop c2? You really trying to save the light square bishop? Give it up. You get a pawn, and you got a winning position. Like, you come in and infiltrate the position. Just take the b7 pawn. But no, he's ready 21-38. He doesn't want to give up the bishop pair, because at the least, that's the minimum advantage. So I go b6. I'm back in the game. The game is even now because he didn't take when he had the chance. And here he goes, bishop e3. The idea is to take the knight and destroy my pawns. So I swing the rook over to c8. I'm saying I'm going to take with the rook if you take that knight. And here he goes, rook b4. And he comes with a deadly idea. His idea is a rook lift to swing the rook over to the king side and put pressure on my king. So I go rook on f to d8, giving my king some space to move and wiggle around. He goes rook g4. And now I can't go with my g6 idea because he stops that. So here I go bishop e5, just breaking that pin. He goes rook h4. And now I go g6. And I felt like he had a lot of bishop capture h7 ideas. And I was trying to make sure none of it worked. And even now, I'm looking at rook captures h7, king captures h7, queen check. Here, oh, it's queen captures e5. Wow, so he had this. I seen all the way up the king to g8. I didn't see the queen captures e5. And I felt like he didn't have nothing here, but yeah, he wins the pawn by force. So he missed this continuation. He went g6, and the idea of g6 is to stop me from going h5, so he could power the queen to h3 and hit me on h7. And here the engine just wants queen b7. It's saying queen b7, and black is completely winning. That's crazy. It was. And if the queen h3 idea now, the engine says knight e4, just interfering with that light square bishop. And if the rook takes now, oh, rook captures c2. This rook is hanging, so you can't do that. This bishop you got to take, or b3. So bishop captures e4, queen captures e4, rook captures h7, rook c4. Wow. And that's why Stockfish is Stockfish. Stockfish can defend any position. So I didn't see that. I went f5 thinking I had to cut off that light square bishop. And I went from a winning position to drawn. So here he goes queen h3 anyway. And here I had to find the move f4. Then it said the best is bishop captures c5, rook captures c5, and black defense holds. I went queen f7, and my idea it was just I felt like the bishop was going to take the knight, rook take knight, and bishop is coming over to b3. I wanted my queen to protect h7 and e6. That was my idea. So he goes g-f6. I captured back with e5 because I didn't want to open the g file. The engine wants me to open the g file. And I seen bishop takes knight, rook takes knight, bishop b3, and I lose the queen. So I decided bishop takes knight, pawn takes knight, bishop b3, c4, and I blocked the skewer, and I should be good. So we went into that line, bishop takes c5, pawn takes c5, and he played bishop b3 force and looked at me like I'm winning. And I looked back at him like, oh no, you're winning. And then I was like, hold on. Because I had missed that this rook is open, hitting that foul, but I just recalculated once again. I'm like, c4. If you take that, I take the bishop, and you take the rook, you just lose. So he come up with a brilliant move. Rook captures c4, sacking the rook. I take the rook back, and my queen's pinned, so I can't move the rook. And now he goes queen d3, saying he's going to pick the rook back up this way. So I wasn't sure, should I move my queen, should I move my king? And I decided to move the king first to break a pin so it won't be with check. So I go king g7, and engine agrees it's the best move in position. And here he goes bishop captures c4, getting his rook back. And I go queen d7, just blockading the pawn. He goes queen d5, threatening to try and get in with a checkmate. And here I calculated that I can take this pawn now. And he's not going to be able to get me because I can slide the queen over and it's protected twice. He can only hit it twice because we got bishops of opposite colors. So the game looks very drawish. So if the queen and rooks come off, it's bishops of opposite colors. I'm up a pawn, but that's not really doing much. So here you go, queen d4 check. I go king h6, and I'm content with queen h4 check, perpetual. He goes queen h4 check. I go back king g7, saying, hey, you're 330 points higher than me. I'll take a draw here. A draw is fine by me. Because I went from losing to drawing to winning to losing to drawing, and now it's back drawn. Excuse me. And so here he decided he didn't want to draw, he wanted to play for a win. He goes rook e1. And here he's giving up the advantage. I go bishop c5. And now it's saying queen c7 will be deadly. He goes bishop b3, fading the bishop back. Because the idea is queen c7, check, pick up the bishop, pick up a second pawn, and then black is completely winning. So I go queen d4, and my idea is just get the queen off the board, and I'm pressuring f2. Now I'm in the driver's seat, pushing ahead, and here goes queen g3. And the engine wants bishop b4 here. It's saying bishop b4, rook e6, rook d7, and black has an advantage. So the rook is stopping in checks. Bishop b4 is to force the rook off that file. But I don't see how black pushes in this position. I don't see it. So I went queen g4 instead. And he captures. I know it doubles up the pawn. But I got 3 on 2 over here. And I'm seeing, can I create a pass pawn? I could bring the rook to the f file, putting pressure on the f2 pawn. I feel like it's a lot I can do in this position. So he plays rook e5. I drop bishop back to b6. And here I noticed that he wasn't notating anymore. And I'm like, hey, why is he not notating? I was about to say something. And I looked. He was under 5 minutes. He had 4 minutes and 40 seconds. No, he had 4 minutes and 30 seconds left on his clock. So I'm like, oh, shoot, he's low. So then I looked at my clock, and I was like, oh, my God, I'm under 5 minutes, too. I got 4 minutes and 40 seconds on my clock. So I'm like, I need to stop notating also. I don't want to keep notating and end up dropping this drawn game. So I was able to recreate the positions that occurred from my memory when I got back home. And I didn't put down every single move. I just recreated the most important positions. So I still missed like 20 moves in this game that I wasn't able to put everything together. So he goes rook e2. And here I go rook f8 with the idea to put pressure on this f2 pawn so he can't push it. And now he goes king g2, pushing the pawn up. And I go h5, and my idea is to move my king up and then try and push these pawns unilaterally. He checks. I go king h6. He goes back rook e2. And here I go rook f6. He goes rook d2. Bishop c5 gives up the advantage. The engine wanted bishop d. What it wanted. Hold on, let me see what the engine wanted. Oh, it wanted h4 right away. Just push the pawn, stop the king from coming up. h4 right away. So bishop c5. And he goes rook c2 after the bishop. I go bishop b6. Rook back to d2. Bishop c5. I'm saying I'm okay with a draw. We both are low on time. It's only 5-second increment. And once again, the engine was h4, bishop d1, rook f4 to just try and make some progress down the board. And now he goes king g3. I go bishop b6. He goes rook e2. And here I go bishop c7 check. He goes back to king g2. Now go back to b6. So I'm just trying to keep from running out of time, because in this format with only 5-second increment, I can time out, and I know it. I've done it before. And either at this point or sometime before this point, I called the arbiter over, and I was like, hey, we went a few moves without any captures, and we're not notating. If a 50 move rule come up, how do we claim it? And he tried to see if he could figure out how to do it on the clock. Neither arbiter can do it. So he had one of the arbiters stand there and count the moves. So we got an arbiter counting the moves to see if we get a 50 move rule. So I go bishop c5. And here he goes f3. I take. The bishop take. And now I go king g5, just trying to get up. He goes king g3, and here we reach this position, and I'm completely winning. I actually considered the winning combination, h4, king g2, but I didn't see anything out after this, and I'm under 2 minutes. He's down to 1 minute, and I'm just like, we blitzing out moves. I don't have time to really calculate and think, so I decided to play it safe, and I didn't go into this continuation because I wasn't sure. But the engine wanted h3 after this, checking the king. King go to g3, bishop d6, king f2, and you get this pawn. And it has black completely winning because you got 2 connected pass pawns just marching down the board. So I was completely winning. Instead of h4, I played bishop b6, and now it's drawn again. So he plays h4. I go king h6. Now about 10 moves prior, I had offered a draw because I evaluated as a drawn position. He declined. He wanted to keep playing, so we kept playing. So rook e8, bishop c5, rook h8 check, King G7, and here I was down to 1 minute. He had 20 seconds on his clock, and he offered me a draw. I hesitated for a second because I was like, I should flag him. He refused my draw first time around, and now he want to draw with 20 seconds because he know he's close to flagging. But I figured he's probably faster pushing the clock than me. I wasn't going to take no chances, so I went ahead and accepted the draw. So I ended up getting a draw with a 21-38 player, a player, 329 points higher than me. I think that was an excellent result. I actually had a winning position, but I didn't have enough time to evaluate it. Thank you for watching. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free. Tell your friends and family about it, and let's grow the channel. Leave a comment. Tell me what you thought about the game, and if you would have went for that H4 move with only 2 minutes on your clock. Have a nice day. Goodbye. Thank you.